Hello YouTubers, this is Financial Survival Center, and today's topic is one of the most important ones. It's a theme that I run over all the time, and it is currency crashes. It happens to be particularly important because, as some of you may know, there was a meeting in Jackson Hole where Ben Bernanke basically came out. He's the head of the Fed. Basically came out and said, we'll print as much money and buy as much debt as we need. And we shouldn't blame it all on Ben Bernanke. He is just a figurehead, as was Alan Greenspan, who did essentially the same thing and oversaw some of the greatest bubbles we'd ever seen in economic history. So where we're at right now is we're once again hitting a wonderful debt limit record upon record. You can often see it on the Drudge Report where they say $16 trillion of debt and on and on. The numbers have long ago become meaningless. I wrote an article about that where when you start to go so high in the monetary base, it becomes meaningless essentially. And it's all a currency story. How much currency is being printed around the world. Now, I have some really interesting numbers to show you that we don't often get to see. One of them is the euro monetary base. Get a load of this chart right here. It is soaring, and it took a little bit of a respite. It may be a bit hard to see, but it took a little bit of a respite. Now it's once again rocketing, and that is because the money is being funneled into financial institutions, into banks. Where all this shows up is in gold. Now, also in silver, also in other commodities, but gold especially is responding to it. And gold will continue to respond. So we're in a very significant uptrend for gold. One of the benefits and questions about the uptrend for gold is, will the stocks go with it? In this case, it looks like they are. Be wary. The stocks have not always trended with gold. In fact, the metals have been better in general. This is a Huey stock index. Next up is going to be the XAU, as they call it, XAU. Once again, also going up. You still have some time to get in, and I think some of the small stocks will be some of the last to fly, but they'll fly the highest and the farthest. But also commodities in general. This is a chart I've used before on beef prices just escalating. Part of that is weather, but don't fool ourselves. We also know that a big part of it is the cost of oil and the cost of inputs, and that's all inflationary based in general. Here's an interesting chart that shows that while stock markets have recovered, this is a Dow dividends chart that shows the dividends 100 for the Dow. They really haven't gone anywhere, so it hasn't been a means of protecting ourselves. So once again, we're back at the same theme: gold, silver, commodities. This is the Financial Survival Center, and also stocks in the certain stocks in the financial sector and in the gold and silver sector. But it's Financial Survival Center, and check out my blog and get a load of some of the advice that we have there in terms of how best to protect ourselves during the coming currency crash. We've called it for a long time, even tweeted about gold rocketing about, well, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, tweeted about that and said, get on board right now before it takes off, just as it has. Not always right, but we've got a pretty good record so far, and we look forward to seeing you on the blog. Thanks again.